The work brings clarity. It allows us to see clearly. Bryon Katie says, this is great, for me, clarity is a word for beauty. It's what I am. And when I'm clear, I see only beauty. Nothing else is possible. If I'm not clear, then I'm going to project all my craziness out onto the world as the world. And I'll perceive a crazy world and think that that is the problem. We've been working, she said, on the projected image for thousands of years and not the projector. We are trying to have chaos solve chaos. You get that?
Yes.
It doesn't work. It does not work. But I tell you, do not resist an evil thought or a belief. Do not resist it. If a negative thought or belief attacks you, do not push it away or strike back. Do the opposite. Welcome it. Look at it. Allow it. You know, if you're a member of the 12-step program, as I am, as I speak from many times because that's part of my spiritual path, what we're told to do and instructed to do is if we have a secret or we have a craving or we have a thought, we actually are supposed to call someone and tell them immediately. As quickly as we can, as soon as we call someone and cop to what's going on inside our mind, do you see how it no longer has as much power? Isn't that a brilliant idea? Why don't spiritual communities do that? Why don't churches have systems built in when you have a negative thought? Call your group. Call your people. Get it out. Because if it stays with you for 5 minutes, you're in trouble. If it stays with you for 10 minutes, you're really in trouble. If it stays with you for 15 minutes, you're really, really, really in trouble. The longer that you entertain the thought, and I'm joking on the minute, sometimes we entertain thoughts for days, don't we? We entertain lifetimes. Oh, how I suffer, right? Baby. I suffer for you. So seductive. So seductive. So I want to close real quickly with telling you that some of you have heard, but I had to make a hard decision at the beginning of the week to end Liberation 2010 Conference. It just wasn't coming to pass. And I'll ask you to do what the 4Ts class did for me. Go, God, that's great.
God, that's great.
Yeah. So I've been in that inquiry, and I've been taking it in, and I've been really going, okay, there's good here, you know? And I sort of feel like my practitioner who I was working with said, it's kind of like I had a miscarriage. You know, I was carrying for a year a divine idea with lots of possibilities, and then it was poof, gone. What a weird thing. What a weird thing. Like everything that you think is shifted. But I sit there going, well, all I'm doing is making up a future. It obviously was not meant to be. It obviously isn't happening. That's what is. So anything around my suffering is around what I made up about it. And so then I went to, oh my God, we teach how to manifest and how to bring things into fruition. What happens when we don't? What happens with that? Well, we take that into inquiry, don't we? We look at that. And we look at all the gifts that come our way because nothing is wrong. My desire to manifest a divine idea led me to the moment of being with myself when it doesn't come to pass the way that I think it should. How cool is that? I tell you honestly, very, very cool. And you know, I found myself also going, I bet Byron Katie doesn't have any moment of transition or feelings. Like she just loves what is. And it's effortless. But I had to realize this week, and I share this with you because I think it's as truth for you, is I'm not that quick yet. I'm not that quick yet. Right? But you know, what I got to is that, and in the meantime, God gave us this thing called grief. Grief is a healing. When we grieve, what we're actually doing is letting go of the attachments, the ideas of what we thought it was supposed to be. Grief helps us cut the cords. And it helps us cleanse the consciousness. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And I do not like sadness or grief. If you know the Enneagram, I am a 7 on the Enneagram. And I'm not interested in sadness. So this was work for me this week to try to get myself to go deeper into the feelings that come up and to let grief have its way with me. There's never, I am so clear in my life and for your life that anything that you have a dream about, should it come to pass, well, there's going to be gifts and challenges. Should it not come to pass, there's going to be gifts and challenges, right? So it's almost like the gift is we get into the present moment, and I practice this week loving what is. Loving what is, and allowing other people to love me in that process. What a blessed life I have. And I thank all of you here who have been so generous to me and the team, who is also going through a process of releasing and letting go. And we're kind of doing that together as a community because you said, hey, we'll go with you on this vision. So you trusted me to bring this into form, which is very, very, very kind of you. And I invite you to trust me again should another divine idea come, because it will. That we have these practices, huh?
Yes.
How cool. So I share this with you just from the most humblest place of, as I began with, we're all responsible for ourselves, and we're all doing this together. We co-create a community where we let possibility awaken, and we put fire under it, and fuel under it, and we share it, and we pray about it, and we vision about it. And to the ways that we attach to it, we go through the releasing of that through the forgiveness process and the work and the letting go. We do it all together. That's a conscious community. That is something that I never had as a kid. And to have that today in my life is miraculous.
Yes.
Miraculous. So truly, not about me, this is all about all of us and you. We are co-creating this beautiful community. And with that, let me move into a commercial. Foundations class is coming up in 2 weeks. Please, I'm serious. That class is the bomb. And the one thing that we have that I've not read in Byron Katie, add on our power of prayer to the work. And you've got a powerful combination. And in Foundations class, you learn how to pray. You learn how we pray to do affirmative, intentional, focused prayer. It is phenomenal. You will fall more in love with your community because you'll be hanging out with them. It is a joyous journey. Sign up in the Zen Den. Just see if you can find the intention and the yes, because if you can, the way will become clear for you. I promise that. With that, let's move into prayer, shall we? Invite the practitioners to stand up.